that. Let's see. Will there be wipe magic where you can complete? When you complete story mode, can you get rebirth points? Right now, there's nothing like that, but I think I'll add something like that in the game in the future. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go all the way down and see some new questions. Ancient movesets, ancient magic. So for now, there's only a basic and advanced magic, but in the future, there's gonna be like maybe more magic systems and stuff like that. But when it comes to ancient magic, I don't think it's gonna be obtainable, at least not for the public. Let's see. Say if you got beat by a boss, would there be a cooldown on the boss quest? Assuming you need to beat the boss. You need the quest to beat the boss. Yeah, probably, yeah. If you get a disease and die from it, if there are gonna be any, do you get wiped? Honestly, that's a pretty good idea. I might add that, but there's not diseases in the game yet, but I hope there will be. I'm probably gonna add them in the future. Will your age affect how NPCs interact with you? Like, if you were an old person, people would treat you better. Age is not a part of Jigen yet, but if I do add it in the game, there's probably gonna be something like that in the game. Yeah. Let's see. Will it be a skill-based combat, such as a low level beating a high level? As I said before, it's not gonna be entirely skill-based. Obviously, a higher level player is gonna have a huge advantage over you, but if they don't know what they're doing and you know what you're doing, you could probably still beat them. In the Jigen the Casted Sandtown video, I saw your character have a different arm. What is it? That's a prosthetic arm. That's a subclass you can get. So I'm gonna expand this question a bit more. So there's normal classes and there's subclasses. So what a subclass essentially is something anyone can learn. So stuff like potion making, cooking, and the subclass that guy who was explaining this Casted Sandtown was the prosthetic subclass. So basically he had special prosthetic moves such as grapple and stuff like that. Is one of the missions a bounty hunt mission? You're gonna find out for yourself. Can you do a pacifism round? Yeah, for sure. Is there a gripping system? Yes, there's a gripping system. Aerial combo mechanic. No, the combo in Jigen is extremely grounded, so there's not gonna be any air combos. Can you lose your limbs in game, and can you replace them with the mechanical one? As I said, that guy had a prosthetic arm, so yes. Do you think is there any fame system you like if your fame is lower? So is there a fame system? So as you progress through the story, you're obviously gonna get more famous, especially if you did quests around the village. So if you like helped a certain village quite a lot, they would recognize you and treat you better, like give you discounts if they were to sell you anything. So yeah, there's a fame system in the game. Will there be a level quest lock for subclasses, or can you get it straight off the bat? I'm not sure yet, but there's probably gonna be like a level lock, so you're gonna have to get stronger, especially in your subclass. Get more XP until you can get more get another quest, because when you get a subclass or any class, basically you have to do a quest, and then if you successfully complete the quest, you get a skill. So that's how it works. Will you have karma with different NPCs, which can lead to different interactions and counters? Yes, you can. So, for example, if you were to beat up some bandits in some kind of town, and at some other point in the game you were to travel somewhere else, those same bandits could attack you eventually if they were to recognize you. Can I pay mercenaries to protect me on my journey? That is a pretty good suggestion. So far I haven't thought of that, but I might add it in the game eventually. So right now, no. Possible mounts such as horses, or in addition to that, combat on mounts. No, mounts are gonna be exclusively for traveling. So if you got hit, your horse would despawn and you would be put into combat. So there's not gonna be any combat on mounts. If you play the rogue lineage, will there be a rare shit like soul and sword? Honestly, I don't know yet, but I might add something like that. Okay, Sandro, do you have any questions?
Let's see now. Will there be blacksmiths who make weapons for you, and you have to gather materials or something like that?
Yeah, there is a system. There's going to be a system like that in the game. So some like weapon dealers would ask you to do a quest. Others would just ask you to pay them, and there's others who would like ask you for a certain amount of materials for them to make you the weapon. So yeah.
You know how, like, in a lot of RPGs, there's like a main storyline, and they give EXP in levels, but
Yeah.
they normally like require you to get a certain level before you can move on to the next area.
Yeah.
Right, and the way that you get those levels is just by grinding the same quest over and over again. Is Jigen going to be like that, or is that going to be like...
No. Jigen is basically an open world. So if you helped someone in town, and let's say you server hop, and you talk to the same person again, they would just tell you, "Hey, thanks for your help." So you can only do each quest once. So if you get level locked and you couldn't progress any further, you'd basically be forced to explore and find more quests you can do. So yeah. Will there be flying mounts? No, probably not. Are you able to make your own swords? Not yet, but with these suggestions I've been getting, I might have a blacksmith class so you can like make your own sword or upgrade it or something. Let's see, different weapons, legendary weapons. I don't think there's going to be any legendary weapons unless you're like a lore character or like a clan leader or something like that. So, and for now, I don't think there will be any.
Can you master multiple classes, like a dagger and sword class?
No. When you end up mastering a class, you're basically... other people who are like class teachers are gonna notice that you're already skilled, so they wouldn't give you any advice or anything like that. So it's basically a locked system. But once you do master a base weapon, there's gonna be a lot more advanced classes and advanced weapons that you can branch off into. So at the end of the day, it's a huge like help. As soon as you master your class, you might have even like explored the map and found a different advanced class trainer. So as soon as you finish your base class, you could instantly go back to your advanced class. Will one NPC be able to give more than one quest? Sometimes, maybe. Yeah, I don't think so, but. For now, all the NPCs can only give you one quest. Or, for example, you could progress with one NPC, but he would still give you different quests as you progress with him. So yeah. Can you pick not to be a magic samurai and be samurai with skill sets that the magic samurai don't have? For now, no. You're basically gonna progress both your magic and your class equally, but your magic progresses passively, while your class progresses as you do the quest and do the storyline. But I might add something like that in the future, but right now I don't think I will.
Will combos be hard to pull off?
The combat system is pretty cool in my opinion. And as you test it out, you're gonna see like you're gonna feel like when you should block or when you should dodge. So it's all about experience, but they're gonna be hard at first. You're gonna be struggling a bit, I feel like, but it's still pretty easy to learn. But as you get more skills, it's gonna be way more complex. For example, since the game is stun based, there's gonna be like skills like combo escapes. So someone could like escape your combo and then attack you from behind, which you wouldn't expect. So it's gonna be pretty intense. And sometimes even fast-paced, but I try to make it slow-paced and grounded, depending on your class. For example, if you were like a great sword master, you would probably be slow compared to like a dagger, and you would be pretty quick, and you would outmaneuver the great sword user. So yeah, will there be weapons that work better depending on your magic? Technically, yeah, but there's no synergy between those two. So, for example, if you have like some kind of heavy-hitting magic, obviously a better weapon would also be a heavy-hitting weapon. So it all depends. Since you can pick your class, but you can't pick your magic, you're just gonna have to find the perfect combination for yourself. and you're gonna have to experiment as you wipe and as you go through the story and get more different abilities. A rebirth magic where you can roll your magic for rebirth points. One rebirth point is 5 wipes. That's a pretty cool system. I might add that in the game, but right now there's nothing like that. Enhancing weapons and gear mechanic. I mean, there's an armor mechanic with weight systems and temperature resistance, but enhancing weapons, that's a pretty cool thing. I'm assuming you mean something like enchanting in Rogue Lineage, so I might add something like that. That seems like a pretty cool mechanic, yeah. Well, you have a gamble system where you can gamble your money with other players in the tavern or a safe zone place. I mean, that's a pretty cool system, Dark Sue, but it's gonna be hard to implement. But I like your suggestions. I might add something like that in the game. So yeah. Can you customize your button? I don't know what you mean. Fist weapon is weaponry. So the only time you can use fist is when you're a first spawn. But you can't block. So because there's archery fists. But since Jigen is heavily weapon based, I don't think there's gonna be any fist classes.
I think the guy was asking like, is there gonna be like changeable hotkeys and stuff?
Oh well, your hotbar system is automatically set to buttons, and you can change the hotkeys. But as you unlock skills, you can assign them to each hotkey. But in the future, if people really want it, I might add like a setting where you can change your settings, so you can like switch the hotbar keys to your preference. Let's see. Will there be auction houses? Maybe every 30 minutes there's a global reset where the auction house will have things on auction, such as black market keys, materials, weapons, etc., etc. That's a pretty cool. That's a pretty cool concept, but I don't know. I'll see about that. I was thinking of something like a market. So if you could sell some stuff for a certain price, and it's in a server, and you wouldn't get any gold until people actually bought your item. So like there would be like a server bank system or a black market. So like you could sell some rare material for like 1 million gold or something, and other people in the server can see your like price in your item you're selling. So if they wanted to, they could buy your item, and then you would get a notification. For example, this player bought your item, and then you would get the gold. So it's like kind of like a trading system, but that's not in the game yet. But I plan to add that. Anyways, I have an interesting question. Can you enchant your weapon with a certain magic temporarily? Like if you have a fire element magic, can like enchant your sword and light it on fire so you can proc fire on people when you land a hit? There's probably gonna be a skill like that, but when it comes to like actually enchanting your weapon, probably no. And the endgame currency, what will it be? Gold, silver, some sort of made-up currency. It's a made-up currency. It's called the Sun Essence. That's basically what it is. It has some lore connections, and why it's called Sun Essence, but you're gonna find out for yourself. Sorry if I'm late. I have 2 questions. I don't know if they were answered. Will it be CC? The game will be CC for a while until we finish the game completely, but it will be open to the public eventually. We'll have a black market. As I said, yeah, there's probably going to be a black market when you can sell stuff, and other people in the same server can see you're selling that stuff and then buy that stuff off of you. So it's kind of like a trading system. Anyways, can you design your armor if you're a blacksmith samurai? Right now, no, but I might add something like that in the future. Will weapons armor have durability? I don't think they will, but I could add something like that eventually, where your armor breaks and you have to buy a new one. But weapons probably won't have a durability system. Can you put people? What?
Can you use fists?
Only as a fresh spawn, but there's not any fist class in the game yet. Will there be bounty in the game? Can you put people in jail? There's probably gonna be a bounty system, but not a jail system. So like you can, but it's not gonna be like depending on your reputation. Other people have to put a bounty on your head in order for you to have an actual bounty, and then people like bounty hunters could go and try to kill you. But that's usually better if you're like a dagger class or an assassin. You just catch them off guard and assassinate them, because stealth is a part of the game. Will there be jobs that you can do, such as like becoming a guard or some sort of law enforcement? There's going to be jobs around the town which will help you earn money, especially if you're born poor. So something like that is probably going to be in the game. Bank robbery. Fame goes down by 50 with your bounty over your head. Yeah, there might be a bank robbery system in the game, but right now there's nothing like that. That's a cool suggestion. I'll probably add that. Let's see. Will armors be specialized to specific classes? Yes, some armors require you to have a specific class for you to be able to unlock them, yeah. Will there be multiple worlds in Jigen? On release, probably not. But since Jigen does being dimension, there's probably going to be like an expansion update that unlocks a whole different world you can go through a portal or something. Something like Hueco Mundo and Bleach, as an example. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for that. Since there are prosthetic arms, can water magic make your prosthetic arm unusable? No, a system like that doesn't exist. If you kill people, will they drop stuff? Honestly, I could add something like that, where you like get their entire inventory instead of just their money. Maybe. What are some ways of travel, like boat or horse? There's not gonna be much water, so the main travel is through mounts. Probably like a horse or something. But there's probably going to be different mounts, and I might add like a fast travel where you can pay or use it as a game pass. But right now, it's all speculation. I can't tell you anything. How can I join the CC, or is it only friends, developers, some YouTubers, and many handpicked testers? So, Wave 0 is locked, but Wave 1 will be unlocked. It really depends on like you as a person, because once the game does feel ready, Mojito is gonna open a general chat, so we're gonna have like a engaged community. So yeah, you will be able to get Wave 1 if you're a respectable and nice member of the community. Let's see. Will NPCs attack you when you talk to them if you have a low enough fame level? Well, only if you provoke them or if you attack them before. So yeah, kind of. Are there going to be a big variety of weapons like maces, scythes, longswords, great swords, etc.? Most of the weapons you named are already in the game, so yes. Sando, do you want to say anything?
Let's see. Will there be references to other media, like anime?
Probably, because I'm a big fan of Undertale and other anime, so you might see a few references here and there, so yeah.
Okay, are there going to be like subclasses?
Yeah, subclasses do exist in the game, as I said. For like something like a prosthetic arm class, something like a blacksmith, or I don't know, maybe even a miner class, so you could get more ores and stuff. Like a lot of the different classes. Like it really depends on how creative I get when I do make the subclasses, because they're not in the game yet.
Okay, if you kill people, will they drop their stuff?
That system doesn't exist in the game yet, but I think that's a pretty good system, and I'm probably gonna add something like that in the game. So yeah. Okay, let's see. After a certain amount of damage is done to you, do you ragdoll or do you ragdoll when your health reaches 0? You ragdoll when your health reaches 0, basically when you're knocked. Will there be a government faction or guards in cities? There's gonna be guards in cities, but there won't be any governments or any politics in Jigen, no. Will there be weapon stances? You can use one hand on your soul, which gives you less damage, but attack quicker, or if you use two hands, do more damage, but your M1s are slower. No, but there's gonna be different weapons which automatically give you like different swinging styles and different, stuff like that. So if you got a katana, you could probably go for a tanto, so you would have more swinging time, more damage, but you would have less range. So yeah. Will there be references to some other game? Maybe. I'm a fan of some games, so I might add a few references here and there. Will there be a bounty system in game, and will there be people coming after you? Yeah, but the only way a bounty works is if people specifically put a bounty on your head. And it's not gonna notify you, but it's gonna notify everyone else. And when you leave the game, your bounty gets reset, obviously. So yeah.
This is a good question. So will there be a preset way that you have to go in the story, or could you go like any direction you want?
You could go any direction. It really depends on what you choose. So yeah. I mean, obviously, like where you're born and stuff like that is gonna be a factor. So some paths of the storyline may be a bit easier, but at the end of the day, you can pick whatever you really want. So yeah, what's your opinion on Deep Woken, and do you think it will stun development? Deep Woken is an amazing game, honestly, but I don't think it's gonna demotivate much devs. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that game. I think all of us are. I don't think it should demotivate any of us because it's at the end of the day, it's only like a game, like everyone else. And people think that everyone's gonna stop playing all the other games just because Deep Woken releases, but I don't think that's the case. So yeah. Let's see. Like, will there be biomes like tundra, forest, and desert? Yes. Since there is a temperature bar, yes. Will some players be able to undeniably be stronger than another person, mainly due to the amount of their progressed? Yes. Yeah. Well, if you were like an extremely higher level than someone else, you would probably destroy them in combat. If you were at the same skill level, you would completely destroy them in combat. Yeah. Will there be subclasses? What will the max level be? Will magic plus melee be balanced or biased? It's gonna be balanced, but you can't see your level, so you're gonna have to estimate when you've reached your limit. And yeah, there's gonna be subclasses in the game. Will you add permanent items that don't drop on death, and temporary temp items? Yeah, there's gonna be permanent items and temp items definitely. Morito wants me to stop in 5 to 15 minutes. I'm fine, Morito. If people have a few more questions, I'm okay with answering them. How many areas will there be, and is there cultural differences? There is a few differences, and depending on where you're born, like if you were born like Japanese, you would probably spawn in like a sakura forest or something like that, and if you're born like something like a Viking, would be born in a tundra or some mountainous snowy area. So yeah, there's going to be cultural differences, temperature differences. So yeah, it is going to affect the gameplay and the storyline. Will there be mythical creatures like Phoenix Dragon? Probably, but I can't really tell you anything about that so far. It seems there are only 10 people typing. Oh, okay, let's see. Would there be obscure weapons? Some of them might be in the game, but I don't think there's going to be too much. Blacksmith idea: if you craft a sword, you can sell it. I mean, that's a pretty good idea. If you already have a sword, you could probably put it in your inventory, then sell it. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Will you be able to join cults that could affect how your magic would work? For example, if you join the cult around darkness, your fire would now be black. That's a pretty good suggestion, but I don't think I'm gonna add that in the game, at least not yet. Will there be a pre-story where you have to go, or could you go basically... Oh, preset. Oh, a story where you could go basically anywhere. So, yeah, you can basically progress anywhere. Sometimes, like, depending on how you were born or something along those lines, it could help you in some ways, but still give you trouble in other ways. So yeah, but at the end of the day, you can go anywhere you want and progress any way you want. Will there be a fear system where you can feel like the aura around the player or some sort of GI around your screen telling you to run or something, or like tunnel vision? Yeah, something like spiritual pressure is gonna exist, but it's only gonna be based on your magic energy. So if someone were to have a lot stronger weapon than you, it won't really affect magic energy. But if someone had a lot stronger magic energy, you could feel like their aura, and then you could feel like the pressure, and your screen would start to shake. So yeah. Let's see. Is Jigen inspired by anything? If so, what is it based from? Well, a lot of things. Rogue Lineage, Deep Woken, Undertale, Genshin Impact with the open world, stuff like that. Like general adventure games that people like playing. Let's see. What else have I not answered?
Is there going to be parkour?
Yeah, but it's not gonna be too detailed. It's only gonna be like climbing, jumping on walls and stuff like that. But yeah, obviously some armors might give you like a climbing boost or like more stamina because there is a climbing bar. It's separate from mana compared to like Rogue Lineage. It's like your grip strength. So as you climb, or if you have better armor for climbing, you would probably climb faster and you would have more grip strength. So yeah, will you be able to join cults? Or answer that already. Will you be able to multi-class? Or no, you can only get one class per life. Is the game going to be hard at first? Yeah, but as you explore stuff and get used to the game system and everything, it's pretty good. It's gonna be a breeze for you to progress.
Would you be?
Is the game more?
Oh my bad.
Go ahead.
Would you be able to determine how your character looks?
No, not really. But if you really wanted to change your appearance, I might have like a developer product for you, something like that. Okay. Anyways, is the game more PvE or PvP based when it comes to progression and story? It really depends on the class you pick. So yeah. Let's see. Would you walk slow with no item in your inventory? No, because there's already a limit to how many items you can take in your inventory. So yeah, I don't think adding like a slow effect would be a good idea. But there is a limited space in your backpack or your inventory. How will balancing work in this game? There can never be a total balance in a game where different classes skills for people exist. Are you planning on recording balancers? Yeah, probably. As the game, I mean, since the game is going to be closed community at first, there's probably going to be a lot of broken combos, which I'm hopefully going to fix with my balance team as we progress and as we plan to release the game. Because I want to make sure that the game is in a balanced and complete state as we release. Will there be pests like wolves that can potentially fight for you? Some classes may have summoning spells, but I'm not going to get too into that. But when it comes to like pests that follow you around, probably not. Because that would lock the game a lot. Will you be able to have an in-depth character customization? Will you be able to have some ability or our characters completely customized? Basically, characters are completely randomized. So you can't really determine how you're gonna look. It's all randomized. Basically the same as real life. You can't really choose how you're gonna look like. Will there be a secret quest that will reward you with, for example, legendary items or etc.? Yeah, probably, but the quest giver would spawn like extremely rarely in different locations, and if people actually ended up finding all of the locations, I can just change them. So yeah. Can you have healing magic? Some magics will have healing spells, yes. Is there endgame content after you finish the storyline? There will be some, but there's not gonna be much. It's basically gonna be like something like YBA. You're gonna reach max rank, but it's still gonna be fun for you. There's still gonna be stuff to do around the map and everything like that. Will there be a syndicate system like in Verdant Moon? I haven't played Verdant Moon, so I don't know.
I want to actually add onto the season aspects of the game. So, mainly, there definitely will be seasons in the game, and the more survival aspects of it is that, yes, you will die of hunger, you will need to find ingredients to make food for yourself. Obviously, you'll die from overheating, coldness, but I want to also add is that, let's say there is like a mountain biome, and you go way too high up. Obviously, the oxygen up there will be limited, so you'll run out of breath, so you need to find something to help you with that. And if you find like water, you drown, so you need to find something to go against that as well. So the survival aspects of the game will be pretty hard, so you can't expect yourself just wheezing through every biome, going everywhere. You have to have measurements for that.
Yeah, this is coming from the builder for the game, so you can trust him.
Yes, yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna go all the way down now. Will there be trading in Jigen? As I said, there's gonna be a market, so basically you can sell some items, put the price on them, and then other people that check out the market are gonna see that you're selling the item, and then they could buy it. So you would get a notification that your item was bought. That's basically how trading is gonna work in Jigen, like through a market system. But it's only gonna be for like specific servers, so you can server hop and see what other people have. Let's see. Will running be punishable? Some classes are specifically meant to be fast and like do a lot of damage and then run away. So no, but like if you have like a great sword or something heavy, you probably wouldn't even be able to run if someone like an assassin were to attack you. You would have to defend yourself, but you would still be at an advantage because you have more range and more damage, and you have a lot more stun than like something like a dagger.
Do you
Will there be?
Do you get
Go ahead,
slowed when
Cinder.
you're like low HP, or can you just keep on running?
Yeah, when you're low HP, you're not gonna be able to run. You can only like walk, and I'm probably gonna disable climbing as well. So like if you're low HP, you're not gonna be able to climb walls and escape people. If you find a bandit hideout, can you start a raid where the role depends on the attacked village? I don't know. I might add something like that. I was planning of adding like some kind of sea, like a beach, and then you could like go in with your friends, and then you'd basically be spawned on a ship, and there's gonna be like people who climb on your ship, and you're gonna fend them off at like waves of enemies coming at you. There's gonna be like a mini games like that, like temple explorations and stuff like that in the game, definitely. But I just can't think of anything right now because I haven't made anything for that. Let's see. What will the long distance communication be like in game? I don't know. I might have like a letter system, something similar to World of Magic, but I don't think there's gonna be any long distance communication. There's already VC in the game, so if you have that, you can talk to people easier. But there's always chat. Are weapons craftable, or can you upgrade your weapons? You can craft your weapons and upgrade your weapons as well, but it will require the Blacksmith subclass, so yeah. Will there be a combo-reliant class, preferably a fist class that takes skill? There's not going to be much fist classes, but there's going to be a few combo-reliant classes with like advanced combos with skills doing different stuff depending on the stuff you do, so yeah. How will the parkour system work? Is it like Rogue where you just climb? Yes, it kind of works like Rogue. You climb walls the same way you do with Rogue. You're just significantly more slow as you climb walls. And you also have a grip bar, so it's something separate from mana. Depending on your armor grip strength, you can hold onto walls longer, or depending on how light your armor is, you're going to climb faster. Will there be specific places designed for people with high fame and the same for people with low fame? Yeah, there's probably going to be like hideouts for bad reputation people and stuff like that. Will you implement a system where NPCs will be able to plant traps around forests on certain areas? Maybe. So, like another system I've been thinking of is randomly generated structures. So there's gonna be, I'm hoping I can get that in the game. So there's gonna be like a few empty places in the forest or in the desert, any other biome, and there's gonna be a few pre-made structures by our builder. And what's gonna happen is when a new server starts up, it randomly selects some of those buildings and randomly puts them around the empty spaces on the map. So the map is gonna have like some sort of pseudo randomly generated system. So it's not going to be entirely randomly generated because all the biomes are going to be laid out the same, but some places may have different spots and different servers. Anyways, how long will traversing the map be like? Will it take a while to get to certain areas, like from one side of the map to the other? So if you were like far on the right side of the map and you wanted to go on the entire left side of the map, it would take maybe like a few minutes, maybe even 10 minutes, depending on how fast you are. So yeah, I'm hoping the map is big enough because I want the map to be huge for release. Will there be NPCs that have distinct boss patterns that will change depending on the amount of damage you have done to them? I don't know about that yet. We had a sea traveling system. If there will be any seas, like you can explore some islands by boat. I'll see. I haven't thought about that yet. Let's see. Will there be a shipbuilding system where you build your own ship with random parts? Maybe, but I prefer like paying a shipwright to build your own ship. If I decide to add a sea to the game. Are there going to be mini bosses that just roam around the map with no sense of direction and randomly stumble into them? Probably, yeah. I've been thinking about that, and there's probably going to be mini bosses like that. Will you be able to choose where you will be born, or will it be random? It's going to be completely random. How would the traveling be like? So there's probably going to be quick travel, but I don't like that system. But if people really demand it, I'm probably going to add it. But there's definitely going to be mounts in the game that obviously make traveling a lot quicker. Will there be a media ban on Wave 0? Yes, but the media ban will be lifted once we release Wave 1. Damage system where you can die to blood loss, or when you die like on 10 HP, can your attacks become weak. When you die of blood loss, poison, you spit out blood and die. That's a pretty cool system, but it's gonna be pretty hard to implement something like that with a fairly complex game already. But I'll see what I can do. Maybe I'll add something like that in the future. Let's see. Will you actually focus on the anti-cheat unlike a lot of games? I'm hoping that my anti-cheat is good enough, and I'm gonna have a few exploiters in Wave that test out the anti-exploit, and I'm gonna try to fix all the loopholes that may exist. So seawater travel is confirmed. No, not yet. I don't know if there's gonna be a sea in Jigen yet. No. Now let's see. Will you choose your classes and subclasses, or do you have to work towards it? You have to work towards all your classes. It's gonna be entirely your decision, but something like magic progression is gonna be entirely random as you awaken your magic, so it's gonna be completely random. But stuff like classes and subclasses, you can definitely choose, and you can progress towards whatever you like. Will there be world bosses which are pretty strong and spawn at a set time for a set period? Yeah, probably, but it really depends on the circumstances and the requirements. Like, there's gonna be a lot of like factors that you take in. So sometimes the boss won't be able to spawn in certain servers. Hopefully this question is not hard to answer. When the community demands something where you feel like it would worsen the game, would you still add it? I would probably add it in like an experimental version of the game, have a few testers test it out, and if they feel like it's better for the game, I'm probably gonna add it to the game. But if they disagree with the community's suggestions, I'm probably just gonna keep the game as it is. Air recoveries when you're in an aerial combo. There's not gonna be any air combos in Jigen. Will there be elite enemies with random modifiers except, for example, a 3000% attack speed, 100% crit chance, immune to spells, and give like a billion monies? It really depends. Like, bosses and every other NPC has armors, weapons, and stuff like that, which obviously give the same buffs and debuffs you would have with a normal player. So, I guess, yeah. So, the weight system and everything like that still affects the NPCs as much as it does the players. Will the amount of deaths you have endured be shown on your character, for example, a skeleton for a leg? Probably not. Okay, Sendo, do you have any questions?
So are there gonna be like events? So let's say you're traveling across the map. Is there gonna be some random things that could happen, like let's say a bandit attacks you on the middle of the road?
Yeah, but there's gonna be a lot of factors. Like if you're rich, there's gonna be a high chance of bandits attacking you because they can obviously see that you're rich and stuff like that. So if you're like at a bad reputation, there might be like a bounty hunter or something like a good mage attacking you because of your bounty and stuff like that. There's gonna be like random attacks, but they don't have to be necessarily attacks. You can encounter some other people you may have met before, and they would like you may have helped them before, so they would give you like a bonus amount of gold or something like that. So, but yeah, Most of the random encounters are gonna be attacks, though. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, so will there be ragdolling in combat?
No, you only get ragdolled when you actually get knocked.
Let's see. So can you progress with your friends, or is it more of a solo-focused game?
There's gonna be a party system, and you can definitely have a lot of fun with your friends with like world events. But when it comes to actual progression and quests, you can only solo your quests. So if you were in a party and you picked a quest, it will only do the quest for you. So like, there's not gonna be like any party quests. So it's specifically gonna be solo based. But you can still have fun and raid people as a party. But yeah, I wanted to make solo progression and like storyline to be specifically solo. Let's see. Is there an event where you try to kill the king for money if your karma is extremely low, or high karma try to protect the king? Something like that may exist in the game, but probably not something as like important as that. So maybe like a bandit raid on a nearby town. So if you had a bad reputation, you can join the raid. But if you had a good reputation, you could fend off the bandits and other people who try to attack the village. So the winning side would get a few rewards, maybe some gear or probably gold. So yeah. Would you be able to create your own clothes with materials you find? No, probably not, but you can craft your own weapons, but you can't make like custom weapons. They're all going to be locked with custom recipes. Expanding on the bandits attempting to rob you, say you are pretty strong, will the bandits be able to feel the magic pressure and not rob you? Yeah, probably. Like if you end up being like max rank and still being pretty rich, the bandits may try to attack you, but you would probably be able to beat them all up by that point. So yeah, it's only gonna be as risky as long as you're like low level. So as you progress through the game, it's gonna be easier to carry large amounts of money with you. Are there gonna be ways to steal money from other players without having to kill them? Yes, there's gonna be stealth-based classes. You wanted to say something, Sendo?
Yeah. Well, I have a question. Will there be hostility between like villages, races?
Yeah, but I don't think there's gonna be like any custom events like that. But there's gonna like depending on where you go, there's gonna be hostility between villages definitely. So like if you were born in a Japanese village and you went to other villages that may have had like some conflict with the Japanese village, they would probably like charge you more for something or not even give you anything. So yeah.
Right. So what's gonna be like the main way that you make money in Jigen?
So you're either born rich and you basically don't have to worry about it unless you get attacked or robbed. But the other ways of making money is doing jobs around town and stuff like that. And once you actually get stronger, you might like be able to accept a quest at an exploration quest. So maybe like go to the local temple and steal something. So yeah, something like that. But it really depends on your level. So if you're weak, you'd probably just be cleaning the streets. But if you're like max level, you would probably like go to bandit camps and clearing them out for money. So yeah. Will there be horses for fast traveling? Yes. Let's see. Born rich. Can you be born inheriting godlike magic? No, you can't. Yeah. We're gonna close the Q&A pretty soon. I feel like I've answered a lot of questions, so maybe like 10 more minutes. Would there be sparring tournaments and you don't have any special moves? Maybe. Like there's gonna be a few community events with no rewards, just engaging with people.
Are they gonna be like lore events? So like, let's say you and Moito are lore characters. Are they gonna be like things that if someone attacks you or something and then you kill them, is that gonna be something that's gonna happen in the game?
So let's say you kill a significant character during your storyline, while other people may not see it, but because it's all gonna be local. But if you were to kill someone important in the storyline, some other people will treat you differently. Because like some people would respect you and praise you, but other people would like start hating you and stuff like that. But it's because you're still in the same server as, for example, a fresh spawn. They just started a quest. I don't think I can make any visual changes, but when you talk to NPCs, there's definitely going to be a change depending on what you did in the storyline. So there is going to be lore like events that you can do, and they're going to be pretty significant in the story. Yeah. Can your weapon get disarmed mid-fight through certain ways? Right now, no, but I may add something like that. Can you reset your character's history? Only through wiping. Only through wiping. All magic have Logia bars in GPU, and people who don't have magic have to use special weapons. No, there's not gonna be Logia bars in Jigen, no. Are there any weapon skins? That's a pretty good idea, but right now there's no weapon skins. Will there be anything you can customize yourself, whether it be skills or personal factors? I mean, you can customize your clothes, you can like choose your clothes, but it's still gonna impact your gameplay. But when it comes to like facial features, there's probably gonna be like the developer product you can buy to reroll your facial features. But something like hair color or something similar to that is still gonna be locked to certain races. So, like if you were born Japanese people will usually have darker hair. So it's basically impossible to be born blonde and Japanese. So yeah, stuff like that still like matters. So if you were to reroll your facial what's it called, facial info, you would still be locked to a few things. So it's like there isn't endless combinations. It really depends on your origin or your race in the game. Let's see. Is there a way to beat people much more stronger than you? It's gonna be very hard, but if they don't know what they're doing and you know what you're doing, it's definitely gonna be possible. How will progression be? You're gonna progress through the main storyline, so it's gonna be like a storytelling type of game. I get that people may be born richer, but will people be born stronger than others in terms of power? No, you're all gonna start off equally, as all of us do. Will there be Necromancer? That may be like a very advanced class, but right now, probably not. Is there traits? If you mean like personality traits or something like that, no. Or you're basically the same as everyone else. Can arms be chopped off and be replaced by a robotic one? Yes, there is a prosthetic subclass. If you add the aging system in the game, will age affect your speed, strength, etc.? Probably, but yeah, by the time you get slow, you probably wouldn't be able to use half of the skills in the game. It will like disable your skills. Will races have like ultra class types traits? Well, probably not, because races are not gonna be as significant unless you get an extremely rare race. Then you're gonna have a huge advantage over other people through passive advantages. So like, or maybe like 50% more gold gain or 50% more mana or something like that. Do y'all really just want this to be rogue? No, not really. I'm trying to make this game as unique as possible. I know there are magics, but will there be different versions? What I mean is like incantations or something. Yeah, probably, but it's gonna be an advanced type of magic. So if you were to get fire magic again, for example, you could get like blue fire or magma or something like that. So yeah. How big is the map? The map is very significantly big, and it's going to be a big part of the game and exploration. So yeah, we're going to close this off in about 2 minutes. So yeah, some of you have any more questions?
I feel like you answered a lot.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's pretty much it.
Will there be codes in the game?
No. If you cast
About
magic by
mechanics
saying an
later.
incantation, can you level up or not recite the incantation? I don't know yet. I don't think I'm gonna add a system like that. I'll see.
Oh, you have
Is there a fatigue system? And if your character gets too tired, will you pass out? And if you're near a village where your reputation is pretty high, will you get escorted by people in the village? I'll see. Probably not, but a system like that may exist. You're probably not gonna get escorted to a village, but if your stamina bar drops to 0, you might get knocked or something like that.
Bad PCs have a hard time handling the game.
Honestly, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to experiment with that a little bit. What if you explore all the map? If there's an alchemist called Map Explorer and get something? I mean, if you mean like a secret NPC, there's gonna be a lot of those. So yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. One last question: preventations against exploiters. How effective do you plan on making it? I'm planning on making the anti-exploit good, but there's obviously going to be more exploiters in the game. I can't stop all of them, but I'm hoping to at least stop most of them. So yeah, that's about it. Yeah, I'd like to thank all of you who were listening, and yeah, that's pretty much all there is to say. I hope I answered all of your questions.
Well, thank you for answering our questions. I'm sure the community appreciates it a lot.
Yeah,
It's
no
great to hear
problem,
what you had to
Sandra.
say.
So yeah, I'm getting pretty tired, so I'm probably gonna leave now. So yeah, you guys have a good rest of the day.
Alright, awesome, man. See ya.
Yeah, see you guys.
Alright, I'm gonna end the stream too. Peace.